What's going on, traders? Welcome back to a new video. In this video today, we're going to talk about the turning point. The turning point is exactly the time when you started to make new strides into your profitability. It's that moment in time where you realize something's a little different here. I'm starting to see profits more consistently. Profits are getting bigger. In other words, I think I'm profitable. What is that turning point? What does it look like? And how did I even get there? Let's talk about it today. Let's go. All right, guys. So if you're a new trader, if you've been a struggling trader, then you're probably seeking this moment in time where you get to that turning point, that time at which, that aha moment, as we discussed before, that time at which you realize things are starting to look different. The notes that I'm taking and the mistakes that I've been catching, I'm finally catching them in real time. I'm finally correcting these mistakes in real time. I'm finally seeing the results in my trades, in my trading account, in my bank account in real time. It's that turning point. And during this turning point, we realize that this journey, although long, may have been worthwhile all along, and we can start to see what this looks like if even more amplified on a bigger level. That turning point is what every single trader is looking for, and that turning point is where you want to be. Let me tell you how it looks like. So when I started trading, guys, within my first couple months of trading, I had a pretty big day in the markets. I turned $400 into $3,000 in a single night. And to me, during that time, that was something that completely blew my mind. I was convinced that I was going to be a millionaire within 6 months, to the point where I was trying to actually start planning my retirement from work during that time. Now, obviously, as a new trader usually does, you're going to go through many mistakes. You're going to over leverage. I lost it all, as you can expect. And it took me a long time in this journey to finally get to a point where I can say I've been consistently profitable. My profits have grown enormously, but at the same time, I could not ignore all of the little things that I learned along the way that got me to that turning point, right? All those times that looked like, you know what, I finally figured it out, and it really wasn't. Those moments were frustrating, but one of the key things that I never did was I never gave up, right? You never, ever give up on this journey. So long as you are getting better, even if it's a small improvement in your trading, then you have to keep going, because that turning point is coming. Yeah, you can't necessarily time it exactly when it's going to come, whether year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? You don't know when it's coming, but all you can do is to continue to put in the work day in and day out, just like I did, until I finally got to that point when I'm like, wow, look at my trading over the past couple months. Wow, look at my profits. I finally think I got to that turning point. So how did I get there? Number one, I took a very close look at my losses. Now, this is because after a couple months into trading, maybe even a couple years for some people, you actually kind of know how to make some profits in the market. It's not necessarily that you can't make any profits in the market. We all probably have experienced winning trades. The problem is we usually cannot keep and hold on to those profits. So in other words, we are bad losers. And in trading, listen to this, in trading, the best loser wins. Make sure you understand that principle. What that means is the better I get at losing in trading, the better I become as a trader overall. If I didn't start learning how to lose, then my trading would not have gotten better. I needed to readjust my whole risk management strategy, because it made no sense that I would win a trade, I'd win big, and then just because I went on a 3-trade, 4-trade losing streak, I'd lose it all plus more, if not losing my entire account. That is bad risk management. The reality is losses are gonna come. This is a percentage gain, and the key is not always how can I make my profits bigger. Sometimes the key is how can I make my losses smaller, so I could withstand multiple losses at a time. I could withstand a losing season and not completely blow my account. That was one of the first things I needed to do, become a better loser, that led me to that turning point. The second thing that I needed to do was stay the course. Traders, oftentimes you are flip-flopping too much. Flip-flopping between your strategy, flip-flopping between different types of pairs that you trade. You need to stick to something and learn how to stick with it, and stick with it for some time. What I mean is you need to learn how to grow with a pair. You need to learn how to grow with a strategy. You need to learn how to make sure you start mastering a strategy or a pair. And obviously, before you do that, you want to actually make sure you have a winning strategy, right? There are ways to test that, but ultimately you want to make sure that you stick to this, right? Once you've identified the pair and you've identified identified the strategy, it's time to stick to it. We need a large sample size of moments in time where you have followed your strategy to the T, and win or loss, capture that data, and are you profitable over a long period of time? That's how you know if a strategy is really profitable or not. You actually have to stick with it for a long period of time, capture all of the data, and actually carry it out the way it should be carried out. Meaning I'm not stepping outside of my strategy, I'm not breaking any of my rules. In other words, I'm making sure that even if I lose, I would probably take this trade again and again and again. That's where I want to be. So you want to make sure that you stay the course in order to finally get to that turning point in trading. And finally, the third thing that got me to that turning point in trading, and I know this sounds mushy gushy and it sounds cliche, but I believed. I never lost faith. There had been years that I was losing and times that I thought I figured it out, but I kept losing. And I thought, you know what, I'll probably never blow another account because I have all this knowledge, I have all this experience, and I still blew accounts. But yet, despite that, I never lost faith in myself. I always believed that I would be this great trader, that I knew that I could be. And that, believe it or not, is such an important part of your journey, because a lot of traders, they take these losses, they spend all this time investing in themselves, in their trading, and they keep losing, and they get to a point where they lose faith in themselves, and guess what, they quit. And that's what you don't want to get to, because the minute you quit this endeavor, that is when you have become an unsuccessful trader. So long as you stay in the game and you're committed and determined to be better, you have not lost this game yet. You cannot, and you have to make sure that you will not ever quit when it comes to this. If you want this bad enough, if you want the type of money that is going to change your family's life, you can't ever quit no matter how much time this takes. Don't necessarily get so enamored by the social media lifestyle. They tell you in 6 months you'll be a profitable trader. In 2 years, I became a profitable trader. 3 years, I became a profitable trader. Listen, a lot of times these guys are lying to you. Maybe in 3 years they made some money, but it may not have been necessarily through trading alone, right? It takes time to be a profitable trader. It takes time to see tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars trading. But you can get there. It is possible to get to that turning point, but you can't give up. That belief got to be in here. That belief got to stay with you. That belief cannot be shaken. No matter what is happening, no matter how bad the loss is, no matter how many mistakes you have made, you have to make sure that you do what you need to do to correct those mistakes, but never losing faith in yourself and making sure that you know that you are capable of becoming that trader that you envision yourself becoming. Belief, guys, if there's anything that I can relate to you, if there's anything that has ever mattered more than anything I've ever talked about on this channel, and I'm talking about risk management, losses, all the every single thing that I've talked about, the number one thing is to believe in yourself. You're going to be in a very, very tough battle if you can't even imagine yourself becoming profitable, if you can't even imagine yourself becoming a 6-figure trader, becoming a 7-figure trader and beyond. You're going to have a very hard time if you don't believe in yourself, because that's the one thing I can't necessarily teach you to do. You got to have it in here. I could teach you all the strategies in the world. I could teach you all about psychology and all of these things. I could teach you about getting into and out of trades. I could teach you about how to minimize your losses. I cannot teach you how to believe in yourself. So if there's anything you take away from this, if you want to get to that turning point in your trading, and if you want to make sure that you finally see the results that you desire, never lose that belief in yourself. Yes, do all of the other things that we talked about before, but that belief in yourself, never let it go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, guys, peace, believe.